It's exactly 7:26 right here on RB2, your station of choice. And as we said earlier, we've got NBFIRA in studio with us. They'll get to tell you a little bit about what they do, but also today the focus of the conversation it will be around the non-bank lending industry. Get to find out what that is. We thought that's what NBFIRA is about, but anyway, we'll break it down for you nice and easy so you understand it a little bit better. We've got the manager of non-bank lending Directorate, Metshepo Lekorwe Mudibedi. Thank you for joining us and good morning to you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is your husband Chris Mudibedi? Christopher
He has a brother to my husband.
Oh, we actually know
Chris.
his wife. His wife works for BTV. I was just teasing. But thank you for joining us this morning. NBFIRA, it's pretty clear now that people are getting a little accustomed to NBFIRA and enough to know what it is about and what they do. But for the benefit of those that may be joining us from international shows, com, you understand? So for the benefit of those as well, let's just break down NBFIRA, what it is that it does and who it is.
NBFIRA is a regulator. It regulates and supervises non-bank financial institutions in line with international best practices, with the goal of contributing to financial stability of the country.
Right. Financial stability of the country. So if you're unstable, somehow we have to blame you?
Yeah, you should.
All right. And we did say today we'll be talking about the non-bank lending industry. What is that?
Non-bank lending is a form of lending that is offered by financial institutions that are not banks. These institutions are non-deposit bankers, unlike banks, and they include your micro lenders, finance companies, leasing entities, and pawn shops.
Oh, okay. And if you were to give a typical example of who the key players within that industry are, who would those be?
The key players are what you call top 20 lenders. These are large micro lenders. Some of them are even larger than some of the local banks. As at March 2018, the loan book was standing at 3.6 billion, assets at 4.2 billion. And the top six include your Leteho, Freetech, Bayport, Baberiki, Getbacks, and Short.
Well, those ones were very familiar with heritage. But how do you then regulate this industry? How do you regulate the entities that you've mentioned above?
They're regulated in two ways. Prudentially, this is a regulation that requires that institutions control their risks and hold adequate capital. And the main one being market conduct. This is where we look at issues of consumer protection.
What about those?
This looks into where clients are treated fairly, they're charged appropriate charges, just fair treatment of clients.
And how do you do that? Because at the end of the day, I don't think that people directly link with NBFIRA in cases where there's ill treatment, or at least you have to have gone through a certain stage before we come to NBFIRA. So how do you do that? Is it on a I come to complain basis and then you go out and do it, or you just do it before people even complain?
Okay, we have financial literacy campaigns where we teach the public of their rights and obligations with regard to when dealing with these non-bank financial institutions. And we have a Facebook page, we have website where we share information with clients so that at least they know how to contact us and where we are.
So you wait for people to complain first, or do you also go out and just do your research before people complain?
We go out. We actually have road shows where we keep on sharing with clients as to how to get hold of us when they have complaints with these institutions.
And obviously you've dealt a lot with the public. What would you say are some of the key things that the public should be aware of in matters relating to the micro lenders, your finance companies, or your leasing entities, like you said, and pawn shops? What should people be aware of?
People should be aware of unlicensed entities. There's an existence of unlicensed entities who take advantage of clients and we advise them to always make sure that they ensure that the entities that they obtain services from are licensed. On our website, we usually have a list of licensed entities, so they should keep on checking this list so that they get the services from the right entities. And another thing that the public should be aware of is that interest rate is not capped, and they should shop around for the lowest interest rate when they get these micro lending loans.
Are we going to get to a point where you actually sit and do a ceiling for these interest rates at one point or the other? Why is that not done at present?
At present, we are trying to just do the same as pricing. We're trying to allow market forces to take control of the interest rate. Obviously, if I'm lending at 30%, there's somebody who's lending at 15%, you'd obviously go through to the 15%, and in the long run, I'll go to the 15% too.
No, just to put a ceiling to say that this is the best that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's done in other countries. Why can't we do it here?
Yeah, in the long run, we will. We will.
When? Soon. Yeah, it has to be soon, right?
Yeah, it has to be so. I agree with you.
Hey,
I think so, because I think just the credit industry here in Botswana just needs to be relooked into.
Yeah.
It has to be revisited. I do remember Remochai complaining so much about credit laws in this country, and it does appear that, from the time that he left to today, we still are where we were. That's like, more than a decade ago. So it is definitely something that's it's of great concern to service users as well as the public. And in terms of the debt ratio, because we've had instances where people have borrowed 500 pula and they've ended up paying 1.5. Is that even legal? I've wondered.
It is legal. It is legal.
It is?
It is. It is.
As long as it's not from a bank. Because we were taught at school that, if you borrow 500, the maximum that you can pay back is 500. It cannot be more than the 500, yeah.
There's a rule, what the Induplan rule, it says you can never pay more than the principal amount.
That's right.
How 1,000,
yep.
You're not supposed to pay more than 2,000 pula. But only technicalities, like if you borrow 1,000 pula at 20%, they're going to charge you that 200 pula when you don't pay until it's 2,000 pula. But if you come and pay 1.2, it means you've paid the whole interest and part of the principal, and the principal now goes to 800. So they're it becomes more or less like a new loan. That 800 pula you're going to charge new interest up to 800 pula and goes to 1.6. So at the end, you paid more than 2,000 pula.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Induplam law is different here.
If you don't default, then Induplam law should apply. So the problem is that and then
very goodies.
And then my dear pile up, and there's also a 5% penalty fee. We'll keep on charging you that 5% penalty fee.
And in terms of just escalate the people actually being able to escalate their concerns or their queries with NBFIRA, what are the rules or what are the regulations for those?
There's a complaint procedure. We advise clients of these non-bank financial institutions to first route their complaints to the concerned microlenders, preferably in writing, and then give them 7 days to respond. If they don't respond or the response is not satisfactory, then the complaint can be escalated to us in writing.
Okay, and how long does that take?
14 days.
Okay. What's your last word to the public?
Let us avoid borrowing more than we can afford to pay. It is also important to window shop for the lowest interest rate and understand the terms and conditions of the contracts that we get into. And also we should avoid or sign blank contracts where we are told because how long you sign for something saying you don't agree to.
Borrowing more than you can afford can lead into financial difficulties. Yeah, no, we'll talk.
Thank you so very much for your time. Thank you, Me. All right.
Thank you so much.
Metsapolo Gwanamudiberi, the manager of non-bank lending directorate from NBFIRA, talking to us about just the lending industry in general and the non-bank lending industry in particular.
Borrowing more than you can afford.
It's actually a requirement more every advert ya di-financial institution gore ba tsenya that reminder la gore cautionary statement e reng borrowing more than you can afford.
Yeah.
The same thing we do ka motsoko gore le ona o ka dile gore you know o ka re senya mahatla eng hela gore hela tota madi yone ba gaetsho.
Yeah.
Kidding.
But that statement is always there.
All right, awesome stuff.